Hey everybody, this is RK from the Toy Tomb podcast that I do with Willie. It has been quite a while since I've made one of these videos for the Toy Tomb for Willie to put up on his channel. It's been a while since I've built a model, to be honest with you, and right now we're looking at something that Willie and I covered in episode 16 when we were talking about Ed Big Daddy Roth models and the Weirdo models from the 60s. Now, one of the things that we didn't cover was what came after the Weirdos. So eventually I'll get to Dragnet, and there's Ed Big Daddy Roth on the box. He was on the box top of all his models and one of his illustrations. The Weirdos I had mentioned was, those were usually illustrated by, well, they were the creation actually of William Campbell, who was a terrific artist, cartoonist, draftsman, you name it. But what came after the Weirdos around 1964 were these Silly Surfer models. Now, let me just try and adjust this here. This one here is Beach Bunny Catchin' Rays, which I had when I was a teenager back in 64. I don't know what happened to it, so I got it again. It's reasonably priced. You can find it anywhere. These were designed by Reuben Klamer. Nobody really knows who Reuben Klamer is. Well, Reuben Klamer, he designed the Game of Life for Milton Bradley. The figures were sculpted by Bob Allen, but this box illustration was also done by William Campbell, who illustrated his Weirdos for the boxes. So I thought it might be kind of fun since Hawk, after they did the Weirdos, did come out with Silly Surfers. They came out, besides Beach Bunny, they came out with a few others. Hodad Making the Scene, Hot Dogger and Surf Bunny Ride in Tandem, Woody on Safari, and Hot Dogger Hangin' 10. Naturally, I think I was 12 when these came out, so guess which one I went for with what little money I had. So I got it again for nostalgia's sake, and I am going to open the box and put it together, which we'll see in this video. Here's a quick look at the instruction sheet that came in the box. Just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. On the front is a picture, and there are the lyrics to the song From the Sounds of the Silly Surfers, which was available at your hobby dealer. They did an LP, they did an album back then of all the different Weirdos characters and Silly Surfer characters, and these are the lyrics to the song. You can find them up on YouTube, you can hear the song. But the instruction sheet is simple, printed on one side, just the two halves of each item, the arm, the body, whatever. The feet, two halves for each foot, two halves for the seagull, and so on. What Hawk would do is, with all of their models, the Weirdos, the Silly Surfers, they would spray paint them silver so that they would show up well on a black and white instruction sheet instead of drawing the pieces of the model like other model kits did. It just made it easier for them to run these things off. But you can see how simple this model is to put together. Believe it or not, this is the model in progress. I know it doesn't look, well, yeah, I know what it looks like. It looks like a mess. But I've taken off of the parts off the tree and, put halves together so I can paint them. So there are her feet. I hope someday she grows into them. Here's her body over here. And as you can see, I started working on her hair. And she's all primed. The two halves went together. Same with her bottom half. The pelican's feet are still on the tree because they're small. And I just thought, leave them on the tree. I still have to paint them some more. But certain little things like the bow in her hair and the sandal straps, I just left them on the tree because they're just easier to paint. Believe it or not, that's going to be the pelican, or the seagull, I guess. It's the seagull that's going to be sitting on the surfboard. But, put some black on them for some detail, and but I put the two halves together. And this is basically how I do it. This is a disaster right now. This is the base, and you can see her footprints and stuff that are actually molded into the base. And this is all I got left over here. A couple of shells and her sunglasses. So this is very much a work in progress. And I get the two halves of an item, glue them together so that they're just easier to paint, and the paint is consistent. And then when these are all painted, I'll put the model together. And from that mess of parts, we have the completed model, all painted, put together. Obviously no seams have been filled. I just put this together like I would have as a kid. No real customization, just straightforward painting. Gave her a dark tan. A couple of things I eliminated. I eliminated the sunglasses. I didn't bother putting them in. And I didn't do the big flip-flops. I didn't do the big sandals. It was getting crowded down here. The soda bottle looked to me like what I kind of remember the old Fresca bottles to look like. So I found a vintage label online from that era, printed it out, stuck it on. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's kind of a cool little model. It was fun to have back then. It's fun to have now. Very, very easy to put together, a lot of fun, and it'll look great if you have a model shelf, or if, hey, maybe you're a surfer and you want a knick-knack. Anyway, that's Beach Bunny Catchin Rays. A lot of fun, easy to put together, great to display. Thanks for watching.